Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the IRF 18th World Championship. This is the doubles final. We have Alvaro Beltran and Javier Moreno from Mexico, and Jake Bredenbeck and Jose Diaz from USA. Gary Mazeroff is joining me on the mic, and I'm going to hand the reins over to Tim Baghurst, so I hope you guys enjoy the broadcast.
This is Gary. I will be joined by Tim momentarily. So we have Team USA, Team Mexico, arguably the top two teams in this event. Both teams are looking for this final. We have Gustavo Jaramillo from Colombia as the head official. His lines people are Fabian Torres and Jose Mazariego. Take it away, Tim.
Thanks, Gary. Well, everybody, we hope you enjoyed that last match. Went to a tiebreaker. This one proves to be something special, too, given that they're competing not just for a gold medal for themselves, but also for a team championship. Incredible trophy available for the winner. Mexico are looking for their first world championship title. And, Gary, this could go down to the wire for the championship title, given that there's 3 finals that involve Mexico and the USA.
Correct. Right now, it's 1-1. There are 2 more to play, this doubles and the next doubles, USA versus Mexico women. Mexico's never won the overall title, so a lot at stake here.
Beltran starts with a Nick lob. Jake's going to have a chance to shoot this. Early skip from Beltran, side out. So Gary, looking at these two teams, we've watched them all week. What are your thoughts about how this is going to play out? What does each team need to do to end up on the podium with the gold medal?
Follow their game plan and execute. I mean, it's not rocket science here. Both teams know the other. They're both quality teams. All are individual quality singles players as well. So that's in favor of Mexico.
Yeah, Moreno wanted the avoidable hinder, but it hit Jake before it bounced twice anyway, so there was no need to have the referee make a decision there.
Congratulations to you, Tim. You were able to persevere that last match, which was about 2 hours.
Actually, it was a great match. We enjoyed it, and we were hoping for a tiebreaker just for the fans at home and also us. It creates drama. We got what we needed. Looks like we're going to have a replay.
That was a visual hinder. Ball wrapped around Jake. Javier was not able to track it, so it's a replay. Dead ball hinder replay.
Saw Mexico get here last night by defeating Colombia quite handily, surprising many, but they played extremely well. USA defeated Bolivia in a tiebreaker that went down to the wire.
Yes, I agree. It was a surprise how easily Mexico dominated Colombia. Colombia being the reigning, as of yesterday, the reigning world champions in doubles and men's. You don't see that often, Tim.
No.
And it wasn't the glass either. He just didn't hit it. Whiff.
Well, this is a new environment for this pair. Jose Diaz, Jake Bredenbeck. Final of a World Championships. Beltran and Moreno have been here before. That was something special, Gary.
Words can't explain it, my friend. 4-0 Mexico. Just what Mexico wanted. Jump out of the gate, get a lead. This This is similar to what happened yesterday with Mexico versus Colombia. It was 6-0 in game 1. Now we see the score as we take a timeout, 5-0.
Yeah, they really jumped out early, and Laura mentioned that sometimes Latin American players maybe start slow, but in this case, no way. They came out last night, made a statement. I talked to Beltran afterwards and asked him about you beating the world champions handily on their home court in front of their fans. There's a pin drop in the crowd. It's so quiet. And what were you trying to do there? And he said, we wanted to make a statement about the final. We've been here for 20 years. We're going to win this one. And right now, it looks like that they came out all guns a-blazing. They're ready to take this one as quickly as they can. So probably a smart timeout there, Gary.
Yes. There's a huge age separation here. Low 20s to high 30s. U.S. low 20s and Mexico high 30s. But at this level, these guys are skilled. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And perhaps the experience will kick in.
Good example of that is where Rocky Carson just won his World Championship gold medal by defeating a much younger De La Rosa.
Same age spread. So
point called.
The call on the floor was a point. I believe he said that there was a backswing contact. So Beltran has agreed to play it over.
That's great to see. Good sportsmanship from Beltran. Agreed to play it over. We talked a little bit about that earlier in some of our matches. We've seen a lot of great sportsmanship here, and we applaud it and encourage it. Power from Moreno down the left. Point for Team Mexico, 6-0. Jake's going to shoot this from high. Let's get a second opportunity. This time he earns a half out, side out, excuse me, half out. Good hands from Moreno to get it back. Diaz with a chance, takes advantage. Gary, that's a case of doubles. You mentioned this yesterday in some of our matches, the importance of taking shots in the middle, up halfway up the court, being in control. There, Diaz could do whatever he wanted, and as a consequence, find himself serving.
Absolutely. Make your opponent score from deep, and you try and score from midcourt. It's 1-6. Tim, as we go along, I'll mention some of the nuances here. I'm watching specifically Beltran and his means of communicating with his partner.
We have an appeal here. Moreno said that he could have got that. Our head official said that
call stands, one appeal used.
So it looks like a replay.
Safety hold up.
No, short serve, Gary.
Excuse me.
Good hands from Beltran. Hit that early, hit it hard. Earns himself a side out, serving 6, serving 1. Moreno got all twisted up in the back. Ball hit him on the, side.
He had this Gigante named Bredenbeck in front of him, so he got visually screened. That was his problem.
Good serve from him, though. Good pickup from Diaz. Got a good rally here.
Some animation from Moreno, huh?
And Diaz, so easy, he said. It really wasn't, though. Moreno pounded the ball at him a couple times. That time he wasn't able to get it back on the front wall. Mexico earn a point. Starting to pull away, get closer to this first game.
Hey folks, what happened there was ball went out of play. There's a back wall demarcation of 12 feet. Anything that goes directly out of the court above that line, whoever hit the ball loses that rally. In this case, it's a point scored.
Skip from Moreno. He apologizes to Beltran. Maybe went for a bit too much. Gary, what did the U.S. need to do to get back in? They're down 1 serving 8. Haven't really been in, had opportunities to score points. What needs to change?
Hit a pressing serve and take it 1 point at a time. Trust your skill set.
There's a point. Jose Diaz serving.
I mean, it's a 6-point spread, yet it's not insurmountable. Mexico still has to score 7 more points per game, plus they have to earn the serve.
Well, Jake hit that serve incredibly hard, but it kicked out. Moreno moved out of the way, was able to hit a good swing on that forehand pass down the left side.
I haven't seen Team USA try to jam him up the middle yet.
Yeah, Moreno being left-handed, Beltran right-handed means they generally hit both on their forehand side. Great rally going here, Moreno. Beltran. Diaz to the ceiling. Moreno is going to shoot this. Picked up by Diaz. He's got another chance, Moreno. Skips it. Good defense there from the U.S. pair.
4 or 5 straight times. Pound, and then Team USA, especially Diaz, back to the ceiling, Tim. Beltran raising his hand, twice asking for a hinder. So any appeals will be nullified with the broken ball. Replay the point. We're here at beautiful Club Cañas Gordas in Cali, Santiago de Cali, Colombia. I believe it's the 3rd largest city in this country.
There's an appeal here. Moreno hit a good shot from what we saw. There was a skip called. There was an appeal from the Mexican team. Both line judges overruled the head official, Gustavo Jaramillo, from here in Cali, Colombia. Point from the U.S. team, 3 serving 8.
Call on the floor was a skip by Jaramillo. There's an appeal. Call stands. 1 linesperson agree. One disagrees. Team USA has lost an appeal.
Well, the U.S. need to calm down. Sometimes bad calls are made. It happens all the times in sports, and you can't let it get the better of you. In that case, looked like Diaz got very frustrated, as did Jake.
Straight up, straight down ceiling ball.
And that may be a good time to take a timeout and just regroup. Not everything's going to go in your favor all the time. And in that case,
nobody home on the right side. Diaz.
Good shot from him. But Mexico did earn a point from that earlier mistake from Diaz. Still at 9 serving 3.
Wide angle backhand pass by Team USA, winner.
Cracks on the back side wall, then back wall. Great shot there from Braden Beck. Diaz looks to head coach Dave Ellis for instructions. He goes down the glass, it kicks out. Great pickup from Moreno. Couldn't get it the second time.
Front wall, side wall, and the ball jammed into Moreno. So as we said earlier, Tim, it was 8-2. It seems like an unsurmountable lead. Now it's 9-4. 9-5, 5-9, I should say.
Good shot called the referee. There's an appeal from Beltran. Both line judges agree.
So Mexico loses an appeal. In games 1 and 2 until September 1, each team is entitled to 5 usable appeals.
Great wide angle from Diaz. Gary, wide angle works really well in doubles.
Certainly. One of the themes we discussed, make your opponent score from deep court. Even if the ball is left up, you have to do some ballet moves to get to the back wall. Pressure's on to make a great shot. And in doubles, we have not only one, but 2 people to cover up front.
One of the things that those not familiar with racquetball may not be familiar with is just the actual idea of having 4 people in a court moving around that quickly. How does it work where players can move around like that and not run into each other, not hit each other? What is required from these players in order to play, as you see, very hard, very fast, but also quite safe?
Number one, you need to have the skills, hitting skills and movement fundamental skills, watching the ball, respect for your teammate and for your opponents, and honor the protocol and the basic respect of the game. Don't take wild shots, hold up. If you think you're going to hit somebody, hold up. That's why we have the 3 villains. We have the main official and we have the 2 lines people. They will make the calls for us. And it behooves them to make sure that we continue to play within a safe environment.
Well, we hope you're enjoying this coverage of the 18th IRF World Championships. We've got a match coming up after this between Mexico and USA women's doubles. Mexico are the defending champions, but the US have other ideas. Amy Ruiz and Janelle Tissinger will be competing against Paola Longoria and Samantha Salas to determine who will become world champion this year. Meanwhile, Beltran goes to the ceiling. A replay's called.
Let's put things into perspective here, Tim. The winner of this match is guaranteed 2 golds, 2 out of 4. Both teams are vying for 3, of course. So there's a lot of pressure. Mexico has not won the team championship ever. Z-ball by Diaz.
Shot from Braden Beck. I spoke with Miguel Perea earlier in the week, delegate for Mexico, and he was quite confident this was their time. So we'll see by the end of the day whether they do indeed become world champions for the first time in their history. Great hands there from Braden Beck in the front court. Flick of the wrist, very powerful kill shot. Now suddenly, Gary, we were 8-2, we're 9-9.
The momentum has switched, obviously. Better shot selection. They had contact there.
We'll play it again. 9-9.
We had a middle linebacker go against a defensive end.
We just mentioned the safety, and that was great to see them hold up like that. First running up to the middle.
First lead for Team USA, Tim.
Good defense from Jake, covering for his partner. Great get from Moreno. Reverse pinch from Jake Bradenbeck. He's pumped up now. 2-point lead. Mexico wisely take a timeout to regroup. We're going to take a timeout ourselves, and we'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tim Baghurst, joined by IRF Hall of Fame inductee Gary Mazeroff. Gary, we've got 3 officials here from Colombia. One of the rules is that officials cannot come from the country that's being played. We had some interesting decisions made in the last match, which I'm sure is something we'll discuss later. Talk a little bit about the officials from 7 different countries here, full-time doing their job.
Kudos to our friend Moscoso from Sucre in Bolivia. His son, Junior, got to the semifinals in the singles. We will continue that, Tim.
Skip ball from Beltran gives the U.S. another point. They're suddenly in the lead, 12 serving 9.
2-8, 12-9.
Down 0-7 to start the match.
More recently, 10-1 run. 0-7, 8-1, now it's 12-9. Jake Bredenbeck from Minnesota in the States. I should say United States of America, because Mexico has states as well.
Well, there's an example, Gary, you mentioned about serving down the middle. They tried that. That must have been a plan following the timeout. Unfortunately for Diaz, unable to put it away, skips it, gives Beltran an opportunity to gain some points for his countryman Moreno.
Yeah, look where from where he skipped it. He was in the service zone.
Great rally. Unfortunately, Diaz hits it high, punches the floor in frustration. That's twice he's hit it out the back, giving the Mexican pair another point, 10 serving 12.
Seven out of the 8 slots today were covered by Mexico or the U.S. The lone one, different one, was Guatemala. Therefore, Mexico and USA officials are precluded from their participation today.
Skip ball from Jose Diaz. It sounded good, but Gustavo Jaramillo made the right call, agreed by head coach Dave Ellis. Another point for Mexico. Beltran with a skip off the back wall.
I don't think he made an unforced error against Colombia yesterday.
Indeed, they played incredibly well. I spoke with Colombian Herrera after the match and asked him what happened. You're the world champions. What was different? And he said they just played awesome. We tried everything, and they just didn't miss. He mentioned making an effort to hit to the left against Moreno, who has a tendency to either roll it out or skip it. Last night, he was on fire, untouchable. As a consequence, here they are in the final, 3 points away from this first game. Good pickup from Moreno. And again, Jake's going to shoot this one. You, says Jake, but Diaz wasn't there. Mexico edge closer to this first game.
Great presence by Beltran, hitting off his back foot. Great racket prep and ripping a rally-ending winner into the right corner. So they came in at 9-12, and now it's 13-12.
Beautiful serve from Moreno. Jake does well to get it back. Moreno, you can see he really wants this, Gary.
Oh, this is a huge game. Puts all the pressure on Team USA.
We talked in the last match about the advantage of winning game one and the percentages for closing out a match as a winner if you do win game one, 83% from our study. He had his chance, Gary, right in the middle of the court. Maybe went for a little too much. Now the U.S., 2 opportunities.
So they take their second of 3 allowable timeouts in game one, Tim.
So timeout is called on the court. We'll take a timeout also, regroup, and we'll be back to finish game one. Welcome back, everybody. 18th IRF World Championships. We're in our final day here of competition. We've gone through a round robin stage, followed by an Olympic bracket. This is the gold division to determine the world champions. We have other divisions, red, blue, and white, which allow players who have not made it through the gold division to still compete, to find players at their level to eventually compete in their own finals of different colors. And Gary, that creates a great atmosphere because you eventually start playing people at the same quality as you.
Start elevating your game. Also, it counts towards team points as well.
Absolutely. Well, these two are both playing extremely well right now. Let's see which team closes out game one and gets the psychological advantage going into game two. 12 serving 14.
So Coach Ellis told Diaz to come back down the right side.
Set up for Beltran. Can't put it down. Moreno just goes for pure power right at Jake. Jake not able to get it back. Half out. Still not over for the U.S. Jake gets to serve.
Pretty much the same shot Moreno had for game point.
Ball kicks out off the sidewall. Teamwork, Gary. Moreno didn't even try to swing at that one. Just let Beltran take it. Soft hands.
Communication skills, Tim.
Absolutely. These two have been playing together for about 20 years. Game point.
Whoa, broken ball. We'll replay that point. A little bit about this club. A little bit about the city. Cali, Colombia, called Santiago de Cali. City of about 2+ million people. I believe the 3rd largest city in the country. This is Club Cañas Gordas. FYI, they have 66 outdoor clay tennis courts.
So here we go, Matt, game point. Nick lob, Diaz shoots it.
Dead ball, hinder, replay.
Good decision. Beltran did well just to get back there. Moreno had run up to cover the front, went behind him. Again, good teamwork there. Just checking the score, Beltran. Another Nick lob. Diaz goes to the ceiling. Jake wants it. Good hands from Beltran. And again, wow. He's got his chance now. Puts it down. Unbelievable from Beltran to take game one. Hope you enjoyed that rally. What hands from him, using all of his experience, both here at the World Championships and on the professional tour, to stay alive in that great rally, finally getting his chance and putting it down. We're going to take a short break while we regroup as well. We hope you enjoyed that and stay with us for the next game, game two. Welcome back, everybody. Tim Baghurst, Gary Mazeroff. Gary, a tremendous point to finish game one. Beltran finishing it off, but not after some great defense. Maybe have the psychological advantage going into game two. Pressure on the U.S. What are they going to do to change the outcome from game one?
They need to make their shots and understand that you can't put the ball away every time. Beltran made incredible gets, so they tried even harder the next time.
That time he skips it. The U.S. take an early lead into game two.
tremendous flow in game one, Tim. 7-0, 8-1 Mexico. Then they found themselves behind 9-12 and ended up losing, or winning 15-12.
2 bounces.
Now we have
Mexicans with an opportunity to score some points. Good to see Jake raise his racket there and confess to 2 bounces. That's good sportsmanship from him.
Agree. We're streaming on the internationalracquetball.com website, and this is being televised live by Telepacifico television throughout Colombia as we speak.
Another great rally. Good defense from Diaz on the right. Mexicans seem to be pushing the pace, forcing the issue. They're taking their shots halfway up the court, Gary.
That's what we talked about. Errant skip by Diaz. Can't let this get away, Tim. There's a lot at stake. One needs to tune in every shot.
So in that situation, Gary, Jose Diaz got a warning. Why did he get a warning?
Probably said something that he shouldn't have. Used an elbow he shouldn't have.
Good shot there from Jake Bradenbeck. Warnings can result in technicals if they continue, Gary.
A warning is a warning. How many warnings you get? Well, a good ref is not going to give more than one.
Correct.
And international play is different than U.S. 3 technicals, 3 player technicals, that's a minus point each time, results in a disqualification of a player or team. So they need to be careful.
So the U.S. 1-2.
That was the serve I'm talking about, the jam in the middle. Got what he needed, wasn't able to cash in.
Jake lobs down the left. It's coming off the back wall. Moreno, that maybe is a serve that needs to be a little bit better, Gary. Came off that back wall. Nick lob from Beltran. Diaz goes to the ceiling. Again, coming off the back wall. Beautiful shot from Jake. Kept low, bent his knees, finished it nicely. Still at 2 serves 1. Good pickup from Diaz. Skip from Jake. Gary, you got to salute the officials. You've seen the action on camera about how quickly and how much these players move. It's so difficult to make a call at the front court when you've got 4 players in front of you.
Trust your eyes, trust your instincts. Maintain control. Even when there's a disagreement, good ref is going to maintain control of the environment.
Meanwhile, we have a great wide angle shot there from Jake Bradenbeck. Hits the side wall, skids to the back wall, rolls out on the floor in the corner.
See what Diaz does here, Tim. He's back along the glass.
Good pickup from Jake, but it goes out of bounds. Maybe a bit of a communication issue.
Notice what Alvaro did. Nonchalant, snapped an overhead, didn't overhit it. Got the ball to kiss off the back barely, and had Jake move in and reaching. And he hits an out-of-court ball. By the way, folks, if the ball bounces legally and then leaves the court or play, it's a replay.
Diaz wants a towel wipe. Referee says no. Doesn't sound particularly wet. You can hear the squeaking. Yeah, we saw Carson use that shot in his final, where he won in a tiebreak against Daniel De La Rosa. You mentioned how hot it was in there. It is warm and humid here in Cali, Colombia. No air conditioning for these players. Perfect forehand from Jake. Earns himself a point, and his teammate Jose Diaz, California. Lob serve is a good one. Moreno goes to the ceiling. Beautiful shot there from Beltran. Jake went wide angle, wasn't wide enough, Gary.
That's correct. Set Beltran up right in the middle of the court. Snapped a forehand into the right corner. Comes back with the nick.
Good pickup from Diaz. Moreno. Oh, this time Jose Diaz skips it into the floor on the dive. Beautiful serve from Alvaro Beltran. Gives Moreno the opportunity to attack, and what a shot that was.
Both Team Mexico and Team USA in men's doubles in Burlington did not make the finals, which is highly unusual. So both of them are excited to be here. Comes back with that nick. He negotiated the right side glass very well that time. That is Jake. Notice they've changed sides.
They have indeed. So is this just a case of it's not working right now, let's try something new?
Well, they didn't close out game one. Diaz has appeared a little lethargic on the right side. It's an energy boost.
Moreno, pure power, straight down the line, uses his left hand, forehand. Great shot from him. Gary, you notice that the Mexican players are wearing pink shirts. Moreno himself is wearing pink socks. Interesting story behind that. It's in honor of one of his trainer's daughters. They're raising money for her. She's unwell, has cancer, and we hope she has a quick recovery from that. And
Absolutely.
We want to kind of salute this Mexican team for honoring that and doing their part in raising awareness for her.
Well said, Tim.
It's a beautiful shot there from Diaz on his backhand.
Doesn't take much to energize the team. So, subtle change. Is that a subtle change? Well, perhaps not. I mean, these guys have the skills to play either side, so that's not an issue. And if you see the dynamics of rallies, Moreno and Beltran end up on the opposite side many times as well.
Soft hands from Beltran. Wow.
Another flat rollout. Diaz left side.
Well, you mentioned he was flat. He seemed to be playing a lot of defense in the first game and the start of the second game. Now we start to see Diaz shooting the ball. As a consequence, they're creeping back up. It's 5-6 now. So as Mexico are going to take a timeout and regroup. We're going to take a timeout and be back with you in about 30 seconds. So we hope you stick with us as we continue this doubles match.
Tim, yesterday when we were announcing Team USA versus Team Canada in the women's, I mentioned it might be wise for Team Canada to change sides, put Saunders on the left and Lambert on the right. Saunders, in my opinion, is quality, maybe even a better player on the left side. They never gave themselves that opportunity. So here we have USA, lethargic. They moved Diaz to the left. Now they're right back in game 2, 5-6.
Probably a good timeout from Team Mexico. Let's see if it worked. Indeed it did. Won the rally. It's a half out. 5-6. Broken ball.
Somebody might be asking, did that ball break on the previous rally? And no. If it had broken and somebody squeezed it right after the point were over, then it would be a replay, dead ball.
Indeed, Laura and I discussed this in the last game between Rocky and De La Rosa. The subtle differences between IRF and other rules across different nations, and we have sometimes players coming to the World Championships who aren't veterans, or the World Juniors, for example, who don't know some of these subtleties, and it creates issues where it influences the outcome of the match simply because they don't know the result. Hold on, we've got 6 serving 6 now.
Cuts across delegates, players, and coaches.
Agreed. We might have a replay appeal here if the U.S. lose this. They appeal twice.
Neither receives a call.
This is one of those interesting situations. Which one are they appealing? Because they had 2 opportunities to appeal there. So
one of the 5 appeals used by Team USA in this match. In this game, I should say.
Good pickup from Beltran on the back wall. Diaz is going to shoot this. Wyatt. Again, Beltran with the defense. Diaz offense. Good rally.
He knows how to shoot it. It's this high.
Well, you may have heard that. U.S. team aren't happy with this. Gary, why aren't they appealing? Again, they are. It's overturned. Will be a replay.
So the call on the floor was avoidable hinder. There was an appeal, and it was overturned. Dead ball hinder replay.
Beautiful shot from Alvaro Beltran. Forehand to the right side. Side wall, front wall. No return.
If you recall in game 1, the changes, same thing here. 6-1, 6-6, now 8-6.
This should be a hinder. We continue to play.
No call has been made thus far. And now Diaz is going to appeal for an avoidable hinder or a dead ball hinder. So it's overturned.
It's overturned.
So here's a case, Tim. They appealed for a dead ball hinder. They got it. Now they should appeal for an avoidable hinder.
That's correct. You can appeal more than once depending on the situation. It looks like a replay, but the U.S. might have been able to get an avoidable hinder there had they appealed for it. Instead, they appealed for a replay hinder. This is where Gustavo needs to shut the door, and he does, and say, let's play. That's my decision. This was the appeal. This is the result. Let's go. So here we go. So Gary, since the Mexicans took a timeout, they've gained some momentum.
Yes, sir.
Attacking winner there from Jake. Reverse pinch, no return.
Tim, I'm surprised Team USA did not appeal for an avoidable. Poor decision on my part. Not on my part, their part. Poor decision, in my opinion.
Lucky bounce, a little smile between Diaz and Moreno. That died in the backcourt. 6 serving 8 now. U.S. need to catch up. Diaz likes that serve down the left. Good pickup from Beltran. Jake, cross court. Incredible hands from the Mexican pair to stay in that and then finish the point. Kept low.
Tim, you and I were both at the Pan Ams in San Luis Potosí. And I would wager to say that Alvaro has taken off 30 pounds since then.
He looks hungry for this title, that's for sure. He wants a gold medal not only for himself and his teammate, but also for Mexico. Excellent pickup from Diaz, tremendous defense. Through the legs from Jake. What hands, Beltran. Now Jake's turn. Cross court, Moreno keeps it alive. Diaz with a dink touch. That's incredible, Gary.
Great wherewithal. Hands. Nuance here. If you notice when Jake's on the right side and he has a setup, he's going cross court every time.
He is.
Wide angle, cross court, reverse. He hasn't gone down the glass at all.
And I wonder if that's because they want to pick on the part-time professional player Moreno compared to Alvaro, who competes year-round.
Well, if they're trying to pick up on Moreno, it ain't going to happen.
He's playing well today. He played well yesterday. Again, Diaz with the athleticism. Oh my goodness, Beltran. Great rally here, everybody. I hope you're enjoying it. Wow. Tremendous shot from Moreno to finish that rally.
That's to the chagrin of Team USA.
We love rallies like that that end well as opposed to a skip.
I'm with you. So there's an appeal on the floor. We'll try to let you know what it is.
It looks like the U.S. team have received a technical.
Or another warning. I don't think they deducted a point. Oh, yes, they did. They did deduct a point.
So they get one back.
Tim, it's tough enough to score 15, let alone 16 or 17.
Looks like we've got a timeout in the court. There's discussion going on between head coach and Dave Ellis with the head official about the technical. We're going to take a quick timeout, try and find out what happened there. We'll be back with you shortly. Hope you stay with us for this game 2. Welcome back, everybody. IRF World Championships, number 18, Cali, Colombia. We've moved around the last few years at the World Championships, and we're delighted to be here at this great facility. Looks like we're having a timeout from Mexico. There's discussion going on during the interval. Coach Dave Ellis had discussions with the head referee, Gustavo Jaramillo, and now it looks like head coach from Mexico, Aaron Palomino, is having a discussion. Gary, what's going on here?
Aaron asked me if a coach is able to call a timeout, and the protocol is no. The players have to call it. So in his opinion, Dave Ellis had called the timeout, which was awarded by Jaramillo, the head referee. And then he went up and asked, and this is the time to do it, between points when there's a timeout. If there's a question on a rule or an interpretation, with respect, they can discuss it. I'm not sure what Jaramillo said, yet it seems like everything is okay now. We'll continue play. As Tim said, there was a reduction of a point for Team USA. Now they're back to 6. But according to the score previously, Mexico had 9, so that must have been an error.
Yeah, I believe it was, Gary. So Jake with a chance. Right angle from Moreno. Now he gets a better opportunity and finishes it. Gary, that's a case of not having to win the point on the first shot, but the good shot there created a second opportunity for him to win it.
Look from where on the court he scored, at the short line.
Jose Diaz wants a replay. The photographer in the front was just being asked by the head official to move back a little bit. Skip ball, point for Team Mexico. 6 points away from their title.
2 opportunities to expand the lead for Mexico here, Tim.
Jake with a chance to shoot this. Good pickup from Diaz. Beltran, though. Oh, we got. Jake waved it off. Thank you, Jake, says Moreno. That's great sportsmanship. We appreciate that here at the IRF. Applause from all the fans around here. 10 serving 6. They're just going to check the floor. Gary, that's tremendous to see.
It is. Respect for everybody.
Indeed. Tremendous pickup from Diaz again. And he earns a skip from Beltran. Kept it alive, didn't give up. Beltran had every shot available there right in the middle.
Including the skip, and he took the skip.
Including the floor. But Moreno still has a chance for some points. Points called. Americans look in disbelief. They do have an appeal option. Looks like they've only had 1 appeal.
They're appealing.
They were just checking how many appeals were remaining. One line judge agrees, one disagrees. Call stands as called. 11 serving 6. Mexico edge closer. Beautiful shot from Diaz. Took it high off the sidewall. No return from Moreno.
Here's an inning of reckoning, Tim.
Yeah, they have to get points on the board in this situation. Both players have a chance to serve. They need to get on a run here. Good call here from Gustavo Jaramillo. Beltran way over the line. Hope you could see that. They might appeal it. I don't think they're going to. Head coach
They have 5. They have a couple to use. Never know what's going to happen with the lines people.
Both line judges agree. Down by 4.
That should be avoidable as well.
No argument there for Moreno.
He's arguing with himself.
So 2 quick points for the Americans. Down by 3 now.
There's another one.
To be another one, yeah, I agree. Moreno doesn't like it. Very dramatic. His dad, coaching him, tells him to calm down. Doesn't disagree with that decision.
So let's put things into perspective. U.S. was down 11-6. They won the rally coming in 6-11. Now it's 9-11. 4 straight rallies won.
Jake's going to shoot this. Now it's Jake's turn to serve. Didn't look like the ball was down, Gary.
The question is whether Jake touched the ball. Not sure what Jaramillo's calling. Perhaps he's saying that Jake swung and the ball tipped his racket. So that's an appealable call. That's the first thing you want to do. then you appeal to get.
Yeah, it looked like you can make your own decision at home. You probably have a better angle than us, but it looked like that ball was still live.
So that's
Indeed it was.
a replay. No appeal used, folks. Now, Mexico's appealing. Okay. That he did not get it. That it was 2 bounces prior to the get. Guess what? Mexico.
So you saw Moreno doing a kiss motion. That was to his dad, who had given him some good coaching
Absolutely.
instruction. That's the value of having a great coach. A lot of these countries here, 20 of them, don't have a head coach or a coach at all and rely on players or themselves to coach. And this is an example of the value of having that, because it changed the direction of that point.
And perhaps the match.
Let's find out if the U.S. can regroup. Moreno, 2 ceiling balls in a row. Beltran shoots it. Gary, good defense.
Reminds me of hitting batting practice, man. Just keep throwing the pitches, keep hitting foul balls, and then finally you hit a home run.
Beautiful shot there from Beltran. Well, again, you may have seen that better than us. Beltran went through his legs, boasted it, kissed the front wall.
Yeah. From my angle, it appeared that the ball hit the floor first. Whoa.
One line judge disagrees, one agrees. So suddenly, the Mexicans, 2 quick points, 13-9.
U.S. needs a timeout here. They still have 2 remaining in this game.
Yeah, they need a little momentum shift. They need to calm down.
Yeah.
It looks like that's a good call. I need a timeout, says Jose Diaz. We're going to take one, too, for the conclusion of this second game, unless the U.S. can bounce back, win 6 points, and take it to a tiebreaker. Welcome back, everybody. 18th IRF World Championships. We have 1 game remaining, but whether we stay through a tiebreaker depends on the United States pulling it back down 13-9 in game 2, having lost the first game 15-12. We expected a very competitive match. Gary, we've gotten one. What are your thoughts so far? What does the U.S. need to do to kind of get back into this second game?
Well, in this match, Tim, they've shown that they can come back. It's just a matter of digging in. So we have Mexico serving. They have 2 opportunities to score 2 points. You have to dig in and get a handout.
You can
Then
see
a side out.
You can see Jose Diaz still having conversation with Alvaro Beltran about that last call. Difficult one in the backcourt. Difficult angle for us to see. They're still going at it. So here we go, 13 serving 9. Moreno to shoot that. That's got to be an avoidable hinder, Gary. Agree?
Do I agree? Yes.
Some dramatic complaining from the crowd. Some of them at least. Again, a split decision here.
Here's a simple statement, Tim. You make a mistake, you pay a penalty. You mishit the ball, you get in the way, you get hit, you lose the rally.
Beltran got stuck down the wall there. Jake goes cross court again. Powers it down. Beltran's there. Goes cross court. Wide angle. Earns himself a match point. High five from his partner, Javier Moreno. Here we go then. Match point for Team Mexico.
Match point number 1 for Team Mexico. Second server. Team USA needs a side out. in order to come back. They lost the first game 15-12.
High lob down the left. It's a beautiful serve. This is going to give Moreno what he wants. Good pickup from Diaz. Again. Got a rally going on. Oh, there it is. So Gary, Mexico win this first doubles match, 15-12, 15-9. Where was it won and lost?
Execution, U.S. made more errors than Mexico did. I think experience certainly played a toll. If you look at the subtleties of the communication skills of Team Mexico, they didn't have as many mistakes in terms of coverage, and they made the shots. That being said, Team USA was right in there. They fought well. They lost to a better team today. And now Mexico in general has 2 gold medals. We'll see what happens with the ladies. And if indeed Team Mexico women win, they're overall team champion. They may still be, but we haven't done the math.
Well, congratulations to both teams for making it to the final. We enjoyed a great spectacle. We hope you did too. We are going to take a commercial break, and once the players have been separated from the mob congratulating them, we're going to grab Alvaro Beltran and Javier Moreno to have a conversation with them and learn what they did to clinch this and reclaim their title as world champions.